It's fucking rubbish, isn't it? It's like fucking rambling. What are you talking about? You fucking idiot you are. Hello, welcome back to the channel. Episode number 5 of the vlog. Yes, it's all good. I've realised that doing the vlogs is a bit like counselling for myself. And I suppose there's always the joke that it's good to talk to yourself because you always get the right answers. I think there's some element of that in this for me. But it's nice to just kind of shoot the breeze and kind of like just get, talk about a few different things. So it's good. I'm enjoying it. Shoulder update. Good coffee. Shoulder's going really, really well. I'm super excited. I'm spending extended periods of time out of the sling at the moment. That's good. That makes me feel happy. Feels like good progress. I'm probably doing it sooner than I should be. In fact, I know I'm doing it sooner than I should be. But it is what it is, and it feels good, and it feels strong, so I'm going to go with that. I'll see my consultant next week, and we will talk about progression then, I think. And he'll probably grumble at me and swear at me. But yeah, it is what it is. Spent a bit of time going for walks and stuff like this, which is quite good. And I am generally, the weather's been a bit shitter, but I've been getting out and walking, been playing a lot of drums, bizarrely, mainly left-handed, but since I've been starting to bring the arm out the sling, very set positions, can't go round a kit, but can stay in like that place. I've got no external rotation. So yeah, it's cool. Like working on all those bits. It's been interesting. I'm getting texts. So yeah, but beyond that, it's all nice. It's all pretty good. I'm feeling pretty happy. If you remember from the last video, I'm just going to mute this a second. Watching your dad operate technology, isn't it? I'm just going to. If you remember in the last episode, I talked about how they discontinued Sugar Puffs, and I think it was an atrocity. I think I used, might have been another word, but don't think atrocity is too strong a word. Anyway, since then, a couple of people have messaged me saying that you can get them. Now, I'd driven around, I got someone else to drive around every supermarket in the area. Like, find me Sugar Puffs, woman. I want to eat the honey puffed wheat. Yeah. And I didn't, she couldn't find any. When I went shopping with her, I couldn't find any. Apparently Asda have them. They didn't have any in stock. Tesco's didn't have any in stock. So, Jeff Bezos, I think his name is, isn't it? I feel a bit bad. I went to Amazon. Sugar Puffs! Oh my God, it was insane. And they are good. And yes, they do make your wee smell. I don't know whether I hyped them up too much. I think it's weird because I think I remember them being better than they were. Or they are, or they might have changed. I don't know. But still, I've had my fix and I've been eating a lot of Sugar Puffs. Have you noticed? They've rebranded them, which is a bit strange. So Honey Monster. They've named them after the actual character that they used to sell them for decades, which is a bit strange, but it is what it is. So that's good news. Yeah. So I was excited about that. Tom, my eldest, has bought a road bike. mainly to be a commuter scooter, to get him around on, which is quite cool. Got quite a good, bought it for quite a lot. Basically, got it at a bit of a steal from a guy, which is cool. And he's we did a bit of work on it, got it all fixed up, and he's using it to go to work. He's at work today, which is cool. So yeah, and yeah, that's about it really for updates. Got the dog a bandana, mainly for my own amusement and for the shock value for when my wife walked in and found him. She was like, "Oh, Obi, what have they done to you? Oh, Obi," and I'm like, "It's cool, isn't it?" And she's like, "No." So yeah, so it's yeah, so he won't be wearing that very often by the looks of it. But yeah, ow. So yeah, but it's all good. So that's you all caught up for the last, I don't know, week or so. And I guess what I'd like to talk about today is something I started about 2 years ago. And this started as a way of, so at the time, I was working for an agency, and I was working in Bristol. So I'd park at Trenchard Street car park, and I'd walk from Trenchard Street down to the BRI. So this is only, important, or it's not even important, but you'll only understand this if you've lived or worked in Bristol. So parked to Trenchard Street, which is an interesting place, all the way down to the BRI, which is about 5 minutes, and then into the BRI, which is a local hospital. And I was there for about 3 months, and it was in winter, and it was like I was starting work at 7:30 and I was finishing at 6:30 essentially most nights. So I was going in the dark, coming out in the dark. I wasn't playing any music. I wasn't doing anything creative at the time. And I was sat there one morning, just thinking, because I'd have to get up at like 5 as well to get over there because of living in where I live. And I was thinking, oh God, I'm feeling a bit lost. And I started taking pictures on my way. And that's me taking pictures, by the way, my camera on my phone. So I started taking pictures as I walked between that it was literally like 5-minute walk. And the idea was, I thought what I'll try and do is I'll try and capture a picture every day, or a few pictures every day, and just to do something creative. And I'll sit and, because I used to get in a little bit early because I wanted to beat the traffic, so I'd get in, sit and eat my breakfast and edit the pictures on my phone. I posted a few to Instagram on my personal account. And it was about 3 weeks in, I sat there and thought, I've done this every day now. Maybe I should just start an Instagram account for it and post it. So I did, and it's called Morning Walk to Work. So that's morning.walk.to.work. No dot at the end. dot. And I started doing it. So the aim was every morning I take a picture on my way to work in that 5-minute space. I would find a different bit of Bristol in that short walk to the hospital, and I would take a picture and edit it and upload it each morning. And I did. I started doing it, and I started doing it religiously almost. And because I work for an agency, when I finished working at the BRI, I came over to work in the hospital in Bath, which is a fantastic place. Love the hospital in Bath. And I continued it basically because I was riding a bike in, and even if I drove, I'd stop somewhere and take a picture. So I suppose inappropriately named now because I don't walk so much to work. But I do stop and I take a picture every morning on the way in. I've been doing this, like I said, for 2 years. So I've got this account, Morning Walk to Work. Um, I've had, since having the shoulder done, I took time out of it. So I post occasionally onto it because obviously I'm not walking to work every day. But the plan was that, when I'll go back to work, I'll continue doing this. Which I'm kind of like, it's quite nice. I've realised I've missed it quite a lot. I think if you, I'll put a link in for it. You can have a look, but you can find it easily on Instagram. There's a picture every single morning, pretty much. And even if I'm not if I'm not working, I have like an archive of images that I've processed and decided not to use that day, just because I liked another one better. And so I'd post one of the archive pictures up, and it's become, because the idea was, like I said, I was in an agency, so I'd move around a lot. Was the thing. I think I was meant to be off to Oxford. Then the job in Bath came up. So it's ended up being Bath. So I take a picture I was taking a picture every morning on my way into work, and I'd upload it. And yeah, I'm amazed at how it was received by people. They seem to quite enjoy it. You just kind of like, I've got, I don't know, 850 odd followers or something, 840 odd followers, which is not massive in the world of Instagram, but for a middle-aged fat bald bloke who takes pictures on an iPhone, and edits them on an iPhone and puts them up, I'll take it. I'm quite pleased with that. So yeah, but it's gone good. And I'm quite pleased with how it's turned out, and I've considered actually making like a coffee table book out of it, but I'm not sure the image resolutions would be right and stuff. And I'm not a photographer, and that's the thing, is that I'm not a photographer. My father was deep into photography. He loved photography. His weird ones he used to go and try and replicate images that he'd seen. So like because he spent a lot of time in Torridon walking up in Scotland. He would try and go to these famous spots and take the pictures that had been taken by that sort of person. I can't remember who it was or something, but if you imagine like talking about Yosemite, like Ansel Adams, I think it is in the Yosemite, he would try and, like those iconic images, he'd try and replicate those, which is, I think is cool. But that doesn't really float my boat. I like outdoor spaces, and I like to try and capture those. Because the thing which got me about all of this is I'm a country boy. I grew up in St Ives in Cornwall. I don't really like cities. I think if when I moved up here, my wife moved me to the centre of Bristol, I would have freaked out. Fucking run like the wind to the hills. But she didn't. She moved me to Bath, luckily, which is it's a city, more like a town, but pretty much it's a city. It's got a cathedral and stuff. So yeah, but what I used to think cities are just skanky, horrible things, and I had this preconceived sort of like dirty, just rough looking thing, and the pictures I was taking in Bristol sort of made me realise that actually there's beauty in it. I mean, like you park at the car park and the sun could be coming up over the city, and you'd realise that it's quite pretty. And it's got its own urban beauty, and I mean it's like a stark contrast to Bristol, because Bath is very Georgian, I think. I hope I got that right. But it's got all that Bath stone and gold and sort of clean, sort of like aura, sort of about it. So, but still, it's quite urban, and you realise is the streets and the buildings are quite easy to take pictures of. They allow you to do it because if you get the right light on them, it's really easy. It just works. And like I said, I've got an iPhone. I don't have a proper phone. A proper camera. I kept thinking about doing it with a proper camera, but I think that would ruin what I set out to do. I don't want it. It's got to be something that I can do where I stop and take a picture, and by the time I finish that picture, it will be like 5 minutes later and it's uploaded, and that's it. It's done. I can't change any more with it. It's like the time frame forces you into that sort of result. But yeah, so I'll put a link to that below. But that was all started as a way of kind of like keeping me on track mentally, because I was like just struggling with the whole working, not seeing sunlight and not being outside. And it kind of gave me a nice little, it gave me something creative to do each morning. And as with everything, if you do it every day, it starts to become a bit almost mundane-ish, I guess. Mundane-ish, is that a word? is that a small country? Were the people from a small country that's near, like, you know, I don't know, mundane-ish. It became mundane, and actually not doing it for the last few weeks has made me realise actually I enjoy it and I miss it. And again, which is all the whole podcast thing at the vlog thing at the moment, is where you chat about these things, and it reminds you that you know, these are experiences that you quite enjoy. And you know, dare I say it, I even miss work, because I do actually. I miss the people and I miss the work. Don't miss all of it, obviously, but I do miss a good chunk of it. It's quite nice actually, because a few of the people from work have contacted me, and I chat to a few of them every so often. There's one of them I chat to most days. Nat, you know who you are. So Nat's ace, gives me lots of sass, which is what I need. But yeah, things are feeling pretty positive at the moment, and I'm feeling like the vlogs are quite good for me. So I might keep doing them for a bit longer. I'm hoping as I get more out of the sling, I'll have more content to talk about. I'd like to talk about bikes and riding bikes and stuff, because I do enjoy riding bikes. And I'd like to talk about music and playing drums and stuff like that. I'm not a great drummer, but I enjoy playing, and it's one of those things. It's a big thing for me. So hopefully, as I come out of the sling and I can do more, I'll take you for a ride with me somewhere, and maybe I'll track some drums and share some stuff with you. But yeah, thank you for coming back. Like and subscribe. I've got a playlist sorted now, so you can actually watch them in order if you want. Or you can do what I do whenever I watch YouTube. I go backwards through it. So I think it's Remy Matalia. I've watched his channel in reverse. So yeah, he puts out a lot of content. So I've got through a lot of it. So it's all good. Anyway, thanks for coming back. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in a few days. Take care. Bye. Sugar puffs.